Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about a new project we're building. It's called JobsLobster. You can go online and play with it at JobsLobster.com, and it helps people apply for jobs better. So obviously, there's a lot of AI resume builder things out there. Why and how is this different? We've taken a really simple idea, which is have agents with persistent memory on a per person basis. So what this means is when you apply for a job, you normally have to rewrite the resume for each job. This is quite a hard process and it's a major point of friction. But if you don't rewrite it, you don't really have the best shot at putting it in. That's kind of the problem. I think there's a deeper problem here though. And the deeper problem is that you've got all this experience of all the jobs you've had in the past and all the work you've done, but it's not really written down anywhere, right? There's no persistent memory of your work history from which you can pull out the best possible resume for a given job. And so that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to give you an agent that you talk to on a regular basis that knows about all the different jobs you had and therefore is able to come up with a new model which will fill out the best resume. So think about it this way. Let's say you had a resume that was 40 pages long, right? It has all the projects you've done. It has all the different roles and hats that you wore in all your jobs. Well, it would be easy to take from that 40 pages and build the perfect 2-page thing every time you want to put in for a new job, right? It would take the best things that you've done and cast you in the best possible light. That's basically what we're trying to do with JobsLobster. So I hope you find this useful and interesting. And what I'm going to be trying to do is show you ongoing dev. So what we're trying to do makes a lot more sense over time. If I was to put it in very simple words, it's an agent with a persistent memory, which means it knows exactly who you are in far greater detail and can therefore present the best version of you to the employee, whatever role you're looking to get. The other side of it is, let's build good AI for job seekers. I mean, the employers have good AI on their side already. You can do the same thing. So let me walk you through the website of the app. This is what it looks like. It's at JobsLobster.com if you want to play with it. This is just demo information at the moment. I haven't fully finished implementing the social piece where you can give feedback. This is basically where we want to get to. We optimize resume, there's persistent memory, and you can do interview prep. There's 3 different trials. Just if you want to check it out, just use the free trial for the moment. You get 3 jobs every week, you'll be fine. A lot of the stuff we want to do in monthly is still not there. I'm hoping to show you that in time. This is where we think there's good fits. I think there's also one for ongoing agent that knows what you're doing with work. I think this needs to be changed. Resume upload is fine, then you match the role and that's fine. We do this thing called a capability map, but I'll get more into that. The review loop kind of happens before that, and then you have the tailored rewrite. But yeah, that's kind of the front. Let me show you the app now. So you click on try now. And what you do here is you add your existing resume, and I'm going to do that with, that's my resume. Cool. What I'm going to do here is I found a job description just off seek.com. It's for the Gladstone Area Water Board, right? And it was like an AI lead position or something like that. So what you do is you fill these 2 in. This is obviously working on my local host, but that's how the process works. Originally we had, you could just put in a link and it would get from there. but more and more job sites are stopping bots from doing that. So maybe we'll put that back in later, but for the moment you upload your resume and you upload the role, and this is just the onboarding process. You generate this competence preview. It's doing a number of things. It's basically taking your resume, breaking it into episodes with their own skills and things like that, right? So that's kind of one step it's doing, and I'll show you what it looks like in the back end in a bit. Then you get the job description itself, right? So what's the job looking for? Then we build effectively a competence map, which is for your resume to the job description. What are the exact things that are missing, right? When it's missing, and this is what we're going to do, you go into the app and you go, okay, this is not there. I'm going to add this functionality into the resume. So you add that functionality in, and the idea or the details of your role. And then the idea is when you generate your new resume, it's far richer with the information you've provided. So that's what this is doing. It takes a bit of time, I've found, because it's doing a bunch of stuff, and we'll get into what it's doing, etc. But here's what it's done. So for this particular role, it's found 5 episodes. These are basically your jobs that you've had. And it's also telling us what you should review, right? So you need to add more information into your job, into your resume, so it matches this job description better. And so you can see that there's all this stuff that the job folks want, that the employer wants, that's not on my resume. It's showing some of the stuff is here. So this is all the detected things that it's seen. So it knows that while this exists in my current resume, there are gaps. So AI product and platform delivery. Role requires development and delivery of AI agents and lifecycle delivery of Microsoft AI technology. Resume shows AI product work but lacks details on enterprise AI agent lifecycle or scale, right? So obviously my resume has started and built video translator.ai and things like that. So clearly I have AI product experience, and I can go from thinking of a product to building a product, but I'm not really talking about the enterprise AI agentic lifecycle or stuff around the Microsoft stack, right? So that's what it's telling us. So then I go sign up, and let me just do this. When you sign up in prod, there's a one-time PIN and all that. This is running on Docker, incidentally, which is why you're seeing compiling and rendering and things like that, right? So it's just my local thing that's happening. Now it's doing a detailed review of all the stuff, and we'll see what it does shortly. But in effect, what you're looking at is we're in the list of jobs. This is the onboarding thing. When you do future jobs, you're basically just putting in the job description. You can put in a resume, but the idea is once you've put in a resume, you want to talk to the AI agent about your job history. And so it should have more information than a resume, basically, once you start adding any skills and things like that. Obviously, we can write a resume, we write a cover letter, and it gives us a bunch of hints about an interview, and there's a mock interview capability there. I want to do more work on pretty much all of them, but today I just wanted to show you what was going on and how this piece worked. So here you can see we've got a couple of skills. Specifically, there's 10 skills which it thinks we should focus on. So it wants me to talk about Microsoft AI technologies. There's also a couple of supporting skills which it thinks might be useful. So because this was the Gladstone area water board, like just an example, Gladstone is up in Queensland. it says water utilities. Now, clearly, I don't have any water utilities experience, but I do have experience working with public sector, right? So that's what I would be talking about. I don't really have a lot of experience with SharePoint in the sense of Microsoft 365, but I'm quite familiar with Azure. I'm also familiar with Google Cloud and AWS, and I know how to use those quite well. So that would be what I would be talking about in this case. I can do some stuff here. The point is, once I've uploaded this, it's told me where it thinks I'm weak, and now I'm going to sit and talk to the AI every time, and it will remember that information. The agent will remember that information, and then when I want to make the resume or the cover letter or look at the interview questions, it has a much richer data set about my job history to pull from. So we obviously haven't done very much here. So if I look at the resume, this is kind of what I have at the moment. I want to do some more work here to clean this up a little bit, but I can go generate right now. And obviously it's not going to be great because I've not reviewed any of the skills where I should have given it more details. But that's but I just want to show this to you really quickly what this looks like, so you guys have an idea of what is going on. Right, so this is the tailored version of it. You can see it's got my name, it's got my address and stuff. And then it's got a professional headline, it's given me some core capabilities. And then there's a bunch of stuff about me. And there's downloads, and I can get a PDF or I can get a DOCX at the moment. So this is what I'm building, and I hope you like it. I would encourage you to go play with it. If you choose to pay for it, that's awesome. I wouldn't recommend it at the moment because it's still a work in progress. But I'm really hoping you guys will like what I'm trying to do with this and come along for the journey. Thank you so much. And yeah, I hope you like what I'm doing.